Sawadee krap. It's been a while since I make any new videos, so because I'm running out of ideas, and videos I make, I think I should impart some knowledge over. Otherwise, it's no point sharing. So with the rising popularity of Khampan, Khosàpanyo, of Wat Thak Mahachai, in Nakhon Phanom, especially with this batch of amulet from him called the payanakil. I think I should do a video. I'll give you some pointers to some very basic pointers as to how to differentiate between the real pieces and the fake pieces. I wouldn't say I'll explain along the way, okay? Because it was made in 2545, and during that time, Long Pu also mentioned that because of his advanced age, keep it to only 600 pieces, because I don't think he can take more than that. So the following year, the rumors is that the fake was available in the market since a year after. So 2546, the weird one or the fake ones has already been appearing, selling about $1,000 each during those times. I can teach you to see the very basic mold of the thing, and then some very basic idea lah. I can't give you too much advance. So without ado, I'll show you the payanakil. Okay, so this is the amulet called the payanakil, made in 2545. That is about 19 years ago. Am I right? 15 years. Yes. So this is the Buddhistic year now is 2564, so it's 19 years ago. Now it features two so-called nagas, the Hindu depiction of dragon or serpent. Okay, one Naki and Naka representing the king and queen, or the king and queen of the nagas. So the one with the beard will be the Naka, the king of the nagas, or the payanakalat, and then the one without the beard will be the female, the queen, or Naki. So it looks like this. Okay. A very unique design. I think Long Pu is the first one who made this design. Geow, meaning naga, Geow-kan. Geow-kan means they are like entangled together. Okay. Zoom a little bit. Okay. This is the I don't know what metal it is. It could be samrit, or it could be nurtured one. This is the kalai tong, or they gold plate the thing. Now total made is 600 pieces of the payanakil. Total made 600 pieces, and then 600 pieces is all in this way. There's only one material, no other material, no as what they've been spreading in the market, nawa, or whatever you've been heard, tongdang. No, there's only this material. Okay, 600 pieces. And then the temple took 100 pieces to gold plate, kalai tong. Okay. The one very important thing that you all should know will be that the kalai tong was done originally in Wat Thak Mahachai. It's Long Pu Khampan's temple called Wat Thak Mahachai, Jangwat Nakhon Phanom, Nakhon Phanom province, and then the Plapak village. Okay. Now there are people who took the normal ones and gold plated it. and then they'll try to sell you slightly higher price. But then again, the plating would look different, okay, because it is newly coated, and the gold that was used was entirely different. So if you have very sharp eye, you will actually see the color, the gold tone of the newly plated ones are actually different. So those I tend to avoid, because I prefer things in its original form. Okay, so this is the kalai tong is 100 pieces. The non-kalai tong is 500, total 600. Now the naga, there is no small pim. If you have acquired some pimlik, or they call it the smaller version of it, and then they told you it come in a set, it has a big one and a small one, those are all fakes. Those are all fakes. There is no such mold as a smaller mold. There is only one size, the big ones. The big ones, okay? Now the thing about the fakes one, it's a bit confusing, because it looks exactly the same, right? It looks exactly the same. It's very hard to differentiate. You have to go through the loop. You really have to use the loop to really distinguish the difference in the real one and the fake one. But this is very difficult to explain. This is only done through years of experience by looking at many pieces. Okay, but even then, on picture itself, you can't really tell the difference. So you have to see the real thing. Okay, but one simple trick for you to know is actually the bottom part. Okay. Now the whole thing was they call, the way of making it is called traditionally pomo. That means they made a cast. Let me go back to. Now the way they make the nakia was, they usually, for traditional amulet making style, they'll do a cast from probably clay, right? And then the whatever the amulet looks like, it been carved inside, and then the top where you pour the molten metal material in, the smelted metal, and then it will flow in, and then you wait for them to cool, and then solidify, and then before they open up the mold. So inside is actually carved like a tree, where there are numerous nakiao stuck on the tree, right? And when they finish it, they take out everything is coolant. They'll cut off the stem that's holding each individual nakiao, right? They'll cut off, and then they'll file, and then they'll use we call a top coat. They'll have a metallic thing where they have already carved whatever they want on the tip, and then they just hammer it into it. So it acts as a coat to differentiate between the real one and the fake ones. So those with coding, so-called came from the temple. Those that aren't or different, it's a bit weird. So okay, let me show you the coding again. Okay, the coding it's not a code actually. They they hammered a yan into the. Remember this yan. Look. Try to remember this yan. There's only one type of yan. We call this the yan leg, small yan, or leg as in small, right? Now the whole thing was cast. The whole thing was cast as a single form. So there shouldn't. Later I'll show you some pictures of the fake one or the fake ones, because it looks totally different. Most of the fake one have one unique line. It is like a gap running over this circle, right? This is not. This is the part of the mold, right? This is part of the mold. Hang on, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, this is part of the mold. Later I'll show you the fake one. So you look, see another one. Okay. Okay, the fake one, you should have something like, it looks like a drain. It looks like a drainage. One running over the whole thing. It looks very weird. Some of them use the same yarn. It's very easy to duplicate anyway. Right? And then some of them use a different one. Now the different yarn, they said another one was made a few years later. I wouldn't want to debate on that because a few years later, that wouldn't be consecrated by Luang Khampan because Luang passed away the following year. Right, but that one was blessed in the temple also by the current abbot Prajansa Mai. So of good faith, you still can take that piece. Right, I think inside they actually banjup. Banjup means they inserted some of the old ingredients that belongs to Luang Khampan. Right, but if you want to play the real one, this is the only one. Now there should be some look carefully. Look carefully. Look carefully. There will be some lines. Some are polished well, so you can't see. But there will be some minor line where they cut off the stem, they actually foul it to be flat. They foul to flatten it. Right. So there should be some foul line. Is it what you call it? Look at the foul lines. Look at the foul lines. Okay, try to remember the bottom. The Galai Tong is not so obvious because after polishing it, then they still go do the gold plating, so it's not very obvious. But just remember the bottom look like this. Then you're good. Right? If it doesn't, then I just say good luck to you. Okay, try to remember the bottom. This is how it should looks like. The yarn. Okay. Okay, now we pop over to see. I show you some of the samples of the fake ones. But I wouldn't say. Let me correct myself. I don't want to use the word fake. Okay. Because I don't know. There was one batch they mentioned that they did build in 2549, 3 years after the passing of Luang Khampan, probably to raise funds for the temple. So if you got that, it should be fine as well. Although it's not as worthy as I mean in monetary terms, it's not as worth money as the one that is blessed by Luang Khampan. But it is still something that came out from the temple, and the money still goes back to the temple back then in 2549. And then out of good faith, they probably need some funds to, maybe the Katina event or whatever they want to build. So I show you some fixed one. I show you some different version of it. Okay, but remember, there is no small mold. There's only one mold, which is the standard size, 600 pieces. There is no. If you have a smaller one, good luck to you. So now I'll show you some of the different ones. Different. I use the word difference. Okay, and then you just take note of it. Okay, I'm going to show you the fake one, but I have to use the grab screen to the screen recorder to do this because I need to let you see a few places. Now this is one of the fake. The yarn they tried to follow the real one. Some can be very good. This is not one of the very good one. Now take a look. The real one doesn't have this. We call this longkao lah. I like to call this longkao, drainage. See, hold on. You see this gap here? You see this gap here? You see this gap? Now these are all not natural. Right? It isn't supposed to be there, and the yarn looks weird. The yarn, the gap of the yarn is too thick. See, it's too thick. Right? This is one of it. Okay, now the second one I'm trying to show you. Now this one, the left one, they tried to use the same yarn, but you can still no, listen, all these are very basic. Now you can still see the gap here. You see the longkang here, the drainage here. So it's a bit weird, right? Let me show you. See, you see it? You see that? I removed the red color, the red line. You see that? See the longkang, the longkang. Now these are all very weird lines. Although the yarn, they really tried to make it similar, but this is definitely not a real piece, right? Now this is the piece I'm trying to show you. This is the piece that some said. Now again, look at the drainage. See the drainage? See all this drainage, right? These are all very weird thing. Now this one, the yarn they use is different. Some say this was made in 2549 by the temple, so I won't dispute it, right? But in case if anyone sell this to you as 2545 Luang Khampan, then this is not. This is definitely not the yarn. So I assume this is the 2549. So if it's sold to you as 2549, just maybe 100 or 2, then yes, safely you can pay the money and buy it. So it's definitely from Watat Mahachai. Right? The rumors is that I heard that this is actually a cap. Now this whole thing is actually a cap. Right? They actually inserted some ingredients from the old ingredients of Luang Khampan into the inside of the payanakil, and then this cap is to cover it. Yeah, this cap is to cover the ingredients. So this one should be okay. If it's 2549, it should be okay. Okay, I show you the last one. So you see, again, the drainage here, the longkao, all these I don't know what happened. I don't know what they did. Somehow all this appeared. So you should skip this piece. Okay. So again, there's no point for me to show you this the whole thing, because it looks weird to me, but it doesn't look weird to the inexperienced eye. So the more important thing is to show you the bottom. That is where all the telltale signs are. Okay, so now let's go back to the real one. So just remember, it looks like this. There are things that I can't explain, and I won't be able to explain very accurately in by words. Will be the, when you're looking at this you've been searching for it for many years, and you can be keeping and collecting for many years. There's something that can't escape my eyes, whether it's real or fake, just by looking at it this way. In Thai we call มันดูแล้วมันมีเมตตามีชีวิต have life. Those fake one, this is things that cannot be explained. So I won't be trying to. So you just remember those are basic ones like this. So you don't get. So if you get dupe, at least they are the much higher quality one. So it won't be so frustrating. But still, you still loses money, because nowadays these are very expensive stuff. Okay, just remember. Okay, so much for the payanakil. Usually we wear the payanakil because it features the king and queen of the Nagas. When the king and queen, they are so loving, it gives them a very loving feel. So it actually also means that we wear it, people will show us more loving kindness. Not Sunny, not Sunny. The one is Ajahn Pling. So actually, we will have more kindness or mercy shown by others towards us. As with all Thai amulet, it comes with protection from dangers, ป้องกันภัย ป้องกันอันตรายต่างๆ but so far, since day one of the payanakil till today, it is so sought after now because it was like neglected for many years. You can actually search YouTube, but it's in Thai. So many have, so many of us who have the nakil have tales of wealth improvement. It will actually give you wealth. Anyway, Lompo also mentioned that if you're gonna in future, it's good to worship the nagas because the world is gonna come to a very chaotic state, and then the nagas will maybe Lompo said also maybe will give you some protection and try to lift you up from the woes that you are facing. My nagas I don't take out. It's inside my. I wear it every day without fail. Without fail. So the nagas has been really highly sought after for the past year, okay? And it's almost diminishing from the time. So if you're gonna get these nagas from anyone, if you're willing to let me earn, then you can come look for me. But if you are getting from someone else, this video will serve as a reminder for you to not get cheated. So I'll end my video. Please help me to subscribe. Now it's only 200 over subscribers. I need about 1,000 to be able to do live on YouTube itself. So please subscribe and what else? Press the notification bell signal there. Okay, thank you.